Look at the weather.
It's beautiful here.
Non-stop rain.
Oh, man, it is a blazer out there.
It's cold and it's shivery.
It is cold.
It's really coming down here.
I really enjoy your weather reports.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, we're talking weather in a whole new way. From historical events to what's coming up, plus weather news, science, safety, fun facts, and more.
I like where this is going.
This is Weather Weekly. Weather Weekly with Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
It is episode 145. Good to be with you here, Weather Weekly. Hey, welcome to the month of October. Man, just flying by. Didn't feel like October at all this weekend. I hope you enjoyed a very summer-like weekend. It is good to be with you. I am meteorologist Marcus Bailey, Wish TV in Indianapolis. A lot of talk about here. There are some changes heading our way, as we are accustomed to in the month of October. We're going to talk about that. New drought monitor came out. We had a lot of rain last week, but some bad news in the drought monitor. We're going to mention about that as well, and talk about the potential. It's an outside chance, but we could get a little chilly enough here late in the week to have some concerns of maybe some patchy areas of frost, how quickly things change. We'll also look back at the September stats as well. Look ahead to some October interesting things that have happened over the years here in central Indiana. That's all coming up next on a very busy episode 145 of Weather Weekly. All right, thanks for staying with us. 145 of Weather Weekly. This is the week ahead for October 2nd, 2023. Let's get it going here. Really no issues the next several days. You're going to have beautiful sunshine, very warm temperatures. If there's any outside issue here, we're releasing this podcast obviously Monday morning on the 2nd. And if you're one of the first to listen to it, there may be a few patchy areas of fog early in the morning hours. Otherwise, just expect a lot of sunshine and well above average temperatures to the tune of about 14, 15 degrees above average for this time of year. We're going to go with a high of 86. And again, we're under the influence of a large area of high pressure, just like Sunday, and more of that to come here for the next couple of days. Pretty quiet overnight. We'll go clear skies, a low down to 61, fairly comfortable with that dry air in place. Heading into Tuesday the 3rd, again, full blast sunshine. I don't think we'll have any fog issues to speak of. And it'll be another very warm day, about 15 degrees above average. We'll go with a high of around 86. And then Wednesday, again, pretty nice. You'll wake up to lows into the low to mid 60s and just a few cumulus clouds kind of bubbling up into the afternoon on the 4th. That is Wednesday, a high of around 85. Now, here's where we get some changes starting to kind of fly in here as we go into the late week. All right. So we've got this boundary that's going to be coming down. We've got a big trough that's going to be digging in from the north, from Canada. And so first and foremost, what this trough's going to do, this frontal boundary is going to do, is it will bring down some showers to our area. And for this time of year, I mean, you have to remember when you get into kind of October, not an exceptionally wet month, typically one of the drier months. But there does appear like we could get some decent amount of rain. 7-day rainfall estimates are going as high as a half an inch to an inch widespread across the state. Now there'll be some lower amounts here and there, but some decent amount of rain, which again will help the drought situation, which we'll touch on after the break. So not a bad thing. Obviously, with it being gloomy, and I don't know if it's necessarily going to be an all-day rain, but there will be several instances where you're going to be dealing with some scattered showers throughout the day on Thursday. And because of the lower amount of sunshine, it is going to be a cooler day. You'll have highs into the mid-70s. Now, part of that also is some cooler air on the front end kind of diving in here, which will tap into the core of that this weekend. But you'll notice it as early as Thursday night, Thursday the 5th. You go into Thursday night, you'll have numbers dipping down into the mid-50s, which isn't all that bad. We've had cooler mornings in the past few weeks. Friday, I still think we'll have some leftover showers in the wake of this trough that's digging through. I don't know if we'll make it out of the 70s. You're going to wake up to numbers in the mid 50s, and then upper 60s is what I have for a high Friday the 6th. And there will be a few rounds of light showers. Don't think it's going to rain all day. Don't think we're going to get a lot of measurable rain out of Friday. And I think a lot of that I'm leaning toward the morning hours of Friday. I think by the afternoon, while there'll probably still be a lot of cloud cover around, will likely be relatively dry. There could be a few light sprinkles here and there. Now, the weekend, there's good and bad news. Good news first, dry, bright, I'm pretty sure, maybe a little breezy. And I think we're probably at the point where we're going to be cooling down enough that it's going to be, you could say blustery, all right? It's going to have this mid-fall feel. It's going to feel a little more like late October or early November. So upper 40s when you wake up for the weekend on the 7th. And Saturday, we may not make it out of the 50s. I do have us with a high of 60. But there's going to be many communities, especially up north, that probably won't make it out of the 50s on Saturday. Again, a bright day, kind of breezy, but definitely going to have that sharply cool air settling in. Now, Saturday night, I've got a low of 40. Low of 40. Now, the important number here is 36. You need a couple of other factors, but 36 is typically the number that we look for frost formation. I think we may get there north of Indianapolis, the northern third of the state. It's going to be clear. The one limiting factor could be the winds. I think it may be just breezy enough to prevent any frost formation. Typically, if you're at 36, you need not only a clear sky, but you need a pretty calm wind. All right. Otherwise, you need much cooler or colder temperatures than that. But if you have plants that are outside, that are protected from that wind, it's just something to keep an eye on. Obviously, we're several days out. We will update the forecasts throughout the week on wishtv.com. But just want to give you an early heads up. Right now, I'm saying it's an outside chance. All right. I'm not overly concerned, but it is at least worth a mention. Now, heading into Sunday, after the chilly start Sunday morning, the 8th, I think it's fairly similar. Sunshine, we struggle to get to 60 degrees Sunday afternoon on the 8th. Overnight lows into the low to mid 40s. So I think we're probably just warm enough to avoid any frost mention. And then it does appear that this isn't going to be a long-term thing. We're not flipping the switch completely. This was a pretty deep trough that's digging down from Canada. And so we'll fluctuate. We'll modify our temperatures a bit. By Monday of next week, on the 9th, waking up to numbers in the mid 40s, should see some sunshine on Monday with highs in the mid 60s. All right. Still running about 6 degrees below average for the start of the work week, but it is going to be an improvement compared to what we have for the weekend. But I think it's important to note, we're talking a 20 to 25 degree, maybe in some spots, 30 degree swing from your high Monday afternoon to your high Saturday afternoon. So, well, 60 is not all that bad. It is going to be a shock to the system considering how warm we've been the last several days. So just get ready, and you knew it was coming. This is that time of year. All right, that's the week ahead. Coming up, a lot to talk about here. We'll look back on the month of September. We'll look ahead to some important dates for the month of October. And, of course, we'll look at the drought monitor, the 8 to 14-day outlook as well. That's all coming up next on Weather Weekly. All right, let's take a look back at the month of September. Unfortunately, the link was broken here for the where we stood. So next podcast, next week, promise, we will have the numbers for where we ranked. We're going to be kind of on the lower end of precipitation, obviously. But here's some of the numbers for you. Let's see. We got average maximum high was 80.3. That was 2.1 degrees above average. And last year was our average high was 77.7 degrees. So we're about 2 degrees above average on all fronts, both highs and lows. Precip, not good. It could have been a lot worse if we wouldn't have picked up that rain last week. 1.6 inches of rainfall, down 1.5 inches. Should be around 3.14 total for the month. We are in October. Let me go to the averages first, which it's not super impressive for the month of October here. Precip-wise, our average high in October, 65.5. Average low is 45.5. and average precipitation at 3.22. We do average, as the first month where we averaged 1/10 of an inch of, dare I say it, snow. Yes, that is correct. And again, just looking at some historical data for the month of October, some interesting dates for you. Coming up, on the 3rd, 1990, a tornado, 17-mile path caused damages, trees to houses, and Sheridan, the town of Sheridan, there was a school that was damaged. In 1954, let me go back it up here. 1964, on the 10th, Indianapolis, the record low temperature for the date is 27 degrees. The next day, this is 10 years prior, 1954, Franklin at 2:15. In the afternoon, tornado strikes the western edge of town, killing 2 people, injuring 10 more. In 1954, this is interesting. Same year as that tornado in Franklin. That was on the 11th. On the 15th, just 4 days later, 1954, Indianapolis, the record snowfall for the date is set at a trace. I don't know if I'm ready for that. In 1989, on the 18th, Indianapolis, the record earliest measurable autumn snowfall occurred with 0.2 of an inch of snowfall. Again, that was on the 18th. So, last one, let's see. Oh no, here we go. On the 30th, 1993, 2 to 6 inches of snow fell across the southern half of Indiana. 2 to 6 inches. And on Halloween, 1878 in Indianapolis, the coldest high temperature for the date of the city is recorded at 35 degrees. That made for a very chilly Halloween. No thank you. I think it was about probably, 5 or 6 years ago, if I remember correctly. Took the kids out and it was sleeting and it was real cold. So obviously it can be really nice for Halloween. It can get real chilly. So get a little bit of everything. October is always an interesting month. It's one of my favorite months because you can literally have all 4 seasons in one month. All right. Drought monitor. Not good. Now, keep in mind, this was issued on Thursday, but they come out with it on Tuesday morning. And that was before we got all the rain. But most of the state now is classified as in a moderate drought. All right, a moderate drought. The rain probably helped a little bit. I don't know if we're going to see a ton of improvement, but probably helped a little bit. Temperature-wise, 8 to 14-day outlook. It's a decent signal for above average temperatures despite the cool down that we're going to be experiencing this weekend, and a strong signal for below average precipitation. Nothing really significant in the 3 to 4 week outlook, equal chances for both. So nothing significant there. In the October outlook, again, pretty strong signal for above average temperatures and a very strong signal for below average precipitation. All right, that's where we stand right now. Hopefully you have a fantastic week. Those of you that are big fall lovers, enjoy the nice cool down coming our way for the weekend. It really should feel very autumn-like, so it'll be nice. But we're not going to be staying there too long if you're not ready to flip the switch just yet. Don't forget, you can always get our forecast for free 24 hours a day at wishtv.com and our Storm Track 8 weather app. I'd love to hear your feedback. You could shoot me an email anytime at marcus.bailey@wishtv.com. Marcus Bailey at marcus.bailey@wishtv.com. You can find me on social media as well. Marcus Bailey Weather on Facebook and at Marcus Bailey on X and Instagram. You can also catch my forecasts Monday through Friday on the TV side, starting at 4 a.m. on Wish TV Daily. While you're here, make sure to check out all the other great podcasts, all part of the All Indiana Podcast Network. Have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you soon, and God bless.
Discover more from Storm Track 8 Weather and Wish TV. Online at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.